Enjoy this great game.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Humm Baby Baseball channel. This is Eric, and pitchers are falling off the board quick. We are getting close to the potential lockout, and teams are trying to sign as many guys as they can before then. And the Giants, my favorite team, need pitchers. The Giants have re-signed Anthony DeSclafani, also Alex Wood, but what about a big-time ace-type pitcher? Well, there's not a whole ton out there, and those that are out there are being signed. We will start with Robbie Ray and the Mariners closing in on an agreement with American League Cy Young Award winner Robbie Ray, and it looks like it's going to be about a 5-year deal, $115 million with an opt-out after the third season. And Ray is taking his physical right now, or he's flying to Seattle to do so, which means it's pretty much a done deal pending that physical. So Robbie Ray is going to be a Seattle Mariner if everything goes as planned. So he is off the board, and he was really my number one guy out of those that were still available, because we already knew that Max Scherzer and the New York Mets were getting very close to a deal, and today that deal is apparently a reality. Max Scherzer and the Mets agreed to a 3-year deal. This is right now, again, like most of these deals that I talk about, pending, physicals and whatnot, but it looks to be pretty much official that Max Scherzer is going to be a New York Met. They agreed in principle Monday to a 3-year, $130 million contract, 3-time Cy Young Award winner, Max Scherzer. So this is an interesting deal right here. 3 years, that's $130 million. That's pretty much the most you can expect to get for a guy of Max Scherzer's age. He's going to turn 38 during the 2022 season, so he'll turn 39 during the 23 season, and he will turn 40 during this contract. So you are really, banking on the fact that Max Scherzer is not going to fall apart as he pushes 40, because he's already pushing 40. But, from what we've seen from this guy, just how strong he is mentally, how much of a competitor he is, I feel like that it's a safe bet. You don't want to go beyond 3. I think 3 was the max, and the max, no pun intended, but that was the max he could expect to get, and he got it, $130 million. The Mets not playing around. This deal, still not 100% official, but, there is enough out there for me to believe that we can go ahead and assume that Max Scherzer is off the board. He's going to be a New York Met, and this is just nuts right here. Max Scherzer, the 5th largest deal in Mets history. You had Lindor, Wright, DeGrom, Santana, Scherzer. And speaking of DeGrom, just imagine that 1-2 punch. Jacob DeGrom, and then you got to face Max Scherzer, assuming that he's healthy and effective as usual. That is no joke right there for the Mets. And remember, they still got Carlos Carrasco, who was part of that deal with Cleveland not too long ago when they picked up Lindor. They also got Carrasco and Taijuan Walker. Tyler McGill is still there. David Peterson. They have names, and now when you throw in a Max Scherzer in that rotation, the Mets are not playing around. Of course, the Mets weren't playing around last year either, and they started off great, and then they fell apart. The Mets, to me, are not a team that I have a lot of belief in until they prove it, and I think that most Mets fans can understand that sentiment. The Mets, they just haven't been able to get it done, and until they start doing that and staying consistent and keeping a winning team throughout a season and making the playoffs, it's hard for me to think that, I'm so scared of the Mets. But at the same time, you got to respect that they have a new owner. He tried last year, spent a bunch of money, didn't work out, got some good trades done, didn't work out. They're going to try again in 22. You don't give up. You try every year, and eventually everything will come together. But you still got a solid offense coming back with Pete Alonso, Jeff McNeil, J.D. Davis, and they're not trying to improve, obviously, Lindor. So we'll see what the Mets can do throughout the rest of this offseason, but they've just added probably the best starting pitcher out there in Max Scherzer. And let's also take a glance now at what the Mariners rotation is going to be looking like. They still got Marco Gonzalez, Chris Flexen, and Logan Gilbert, a very good-looking young pitcher. And now the Mariners are going to try to really set up that rotation. I thought in my predictions video that they would be the one to get Kevin Gausman. I saw him staying on the West Coast. That's not the case. He's going to be heading not only, he's not on the West Coast, he's not even going to be in the country. He's heading to Toronto. So congratulations to the Blue Jays fans for snagging Kevin Gausman. But as for the Mariners, they're not messing around either, and they are able to pick up Robbie Ray. And you add Ray into that rotation, and already it's looking like a pretty damn good rotation. They're still going to need to sign at least 1 or 2 more guys here to really finish it off. But yeah, the Mariners, I predicted them to have a very strong offseason. And they are having a decent offseason. Now, the team that's really gone crazy so far is, of course, the Texas Rangers. I just made a video on them. And things are going nuts. I know a lot of my viewers are Giants fans because I'm a Giant fan. And I just want to say I'm not worried. I'm really not. I would love to get some of these guys. You still have some decent pitchers out there. We'll see if the Giants can snag any of them. And we've been talking about the Mets, and obviously Marcus Stroman is still out there at this point. He's a guy that I'm interested in. There's also a few other guys out there who are available. So don't worry about that until all the big pitchers are off the board. Then I'll kind of worry. But until then, I think the Giants will sign somebody, even if it ends up being a Zach Davies or Alex Cobb or something like that. Not one of these super top tier guys. You know what? Kevin Gausman wasn't a top-tier guy when the Giants signed him. Anthony DeSclafani wasn't supposed to be like a number 4 or 5 guy when they signed him. He turned out to be great. Alex Wood, another guy, wasn't supposedly that great, and he turned out to be really good for the Giants. So, don't get too stuck on, we got to sign a big star name. You never know, who the Giants are going to pick up and how good that person is going to be once they're in that rotation. But don't get me wrong, I'd love to have one of these big name guys as well. But, I trust the front office. 107 wins, they got my trust. So you guys have a great day. Let me know what you think of these 2 signings that I spoke of today. Robbie Ray has been locked up by the Mariners. And, of course, Max Scherzer looks like he's going to be heading to New York to pitch for the Mets. Guys, have a great day. Thank you so much. Please hit that subscribe button if you're new. It really means a lot. Let's see if we can get to 15K by opening day. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
When the Giants come to town, it's bye-bye, baby. Every time the chips are